Well, hello, Facebook. It is Monday. It is the first day of school for a lot of kids in our area. Not necessarily the case in SAISD, but we're going to cut right to the chase today with pickup lines because my guest, if you don't already recognize him, is a very busy man. This is Dr. Jaime Aquino, the superintendent in SAISD, on the eve of the start of your school year.
My second school year.
Your second school year. It's great to have you, sir.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Let me remind everybody here, this is Pickup Lines presented by, I have to have the boxing gloves, Gamez Law Fights. Last week I interviewed Natalie Gamez, whose father runs the Gamez Law Firm. Okay. And since they're a presenting sponsor, she gave me these boxing gloves so that when I say Gamez Law Fights...
Should I be scared of you?
No, trust me. If you've ever seen me fight, you have nothing to be worried about. But Dr. Aquino is here, and we're going to just hold on to him as long as we can because, as you can imagine, it's the day before your school year starts, and so, I mean, you're super, super busy. But welcome to everybody who's watching here. We're going to spend a few minutes with Dr. Aquino, and just share the video, please, and help us grow our audience because I would imagine there's a few people on here, some of your parents who might be watching, and it's... an interesting time of the year, to say the least. Bittersweet for some. You know, the kids might be like, oh, I don't want to go back. The parents are like, please go back. How are you feeling as a superintendent?
I am so excited. I can't wait until tomorrow, where we are going to eagerly greet our almost 46,000 kids. I mean, I know that some of you said some of them don't want to come, but I've been talking. I was today around Baskin and Maverick, and I met some of the kids. We can't wait till school starts. And it's like, neither can we.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for sure. I was reminiscing about a year ago at this time. I was on the morning news, and I forget the name of the campus, but on the first day of school 1 year ago, you were outside with our reporter, and you were talking about Big Red and Barbacoa tacos, and that you had gotten to San Antonio, and the line was at the time like something about you look forward to dying here, you know, many, many years from now. In other words, you were saying how much you enjoy the community, and that you're really enjoying yourself.
I truly am. I really love San Antonio as a city and San Antonio ISD. There's something very special and unique about our district in San Antonio, which can only be encapsulated in one simple word in Spanish: familia.
Sí.
I love this. I just closed on a house. I'm doing some remodeling. My mom is going to move here, and my sisters. I'm dying here.
Wait a minute. Okay. Now, listen. It's interesting that you say that. The reason I bring that up is because you've had an amazing career. I think you were born in the Dominican Republic, right?
Correct, yes.
But I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, in the last 10, 12 years, dozen years, you've been in LA, you've been in New York, you've been in Denver, and other stops along the way. So, I mean, buying a house seems like a commitment, so it sounds like you are prepared to plant roots here in San Antonio and stay a while?
Absolutely. I've said it. You're right. I think some people would say, well, you can't hold a job because you moved a lot. But no, it's always an incredible opportunity. It's actually the only place that I've been where immediately I was drawn to buy some property and real estate, because I've said I'm going to retire here. This is how much I love this city and the district. So I'm excited.
You're not buying property in New York or Los Angeles, that's with those prices, compared to what you can get in San Antonio, right?
Exactly. Well, I do have some property in New York that I bought many years ago, but I never did in LA or in Denver. I never did. I was renting. But here, people, even back home, my family and friends, it's like, I can't believe in a year you decided you purchased something. You like to set roots. It's just from the beginning. This felt home.
So when you were looking for this job, or in the interview application process, did you have your mindset that, okay, listen, I've been moving around for a while, I've been kind of back and forth all over the country, I'd really like to find something where I can just hang out for a while?
No. So first I need to clarify something.
Yeah.
Like, 6 months before this opportunity came knocking on my door, I was considering retiring.
Really?
And I was considering retiring. I've been 36 years in the business, and I have a lot of energy and still a lot to give. But like 4 to 5 months prior to making that decision, I lost 5 loved ones, and some of them to very tragic. And I felt like emotionally, I just wanted to spend more time with the family. So this opportunity came knocking on the door, and when I said, well, I'll go through the process, but I can't guarantee I will accept it because I don't know if I'm ready. I just wanted to enjoy more life and spend. And I came here, and though I had been here I fell in love. And I've always say, I felt like I've died and landed in heaven in San
There you
Antonio.
go. I love that. Was there a moment, maybe in the first week, month, 6 months, whatever, where you were here at by the way, we should tell people we're at the central offices of SAISD right now, but obviously there are campuses and everything. And maybe there was a moment when, soon after you got here, where you realized, like, your intuitions were correct. Like, you love this place and you were going to stay here a while.
Actually, there was a moment a couple of days prior to my first or second interview. I was being incognito, and I was looking, and I went to Family Dollar. I went to mom and shops, like I was shopping for a high school for my kids and asking the community. And I was driving around the Esperanza Justice Center in the Lanier Feeder Pattern District.
Right.
And there was outside, I heard this mariachi and all these cars. So I stopped. I was wearing my guayabera.
Yes.
I stopped. And there was, trying to remember, Blanquita, who was part of Jardines del Tesoro. 80 years old, singing, and I got goosebumps. And I felt like, oh my God, I belong here. Wearing the Guayabera, listening to that. So that was the moment, even before, that gave me the courage to say, if the job is offered, I will take it.
It's crazy how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
How you find inspiration or clarity or a sign from maybe the most unexpected place.
Yeah, I think the Lord works in a mysterious way, and there's a reason why He wanted me to be here, and I'm glad to be here.
Amen to that. Dr. Jaime Aquino is our guest here on Pickup Lines, presented by Gamez Law Firm, the superintendent at SAISD. I've said this before, even in my line of work in broadcasting. I kind of feel like when you go to a new place, you need 1 year. You need a year to kind of see the cycle of how everything happens. And in my opinion, after 1 year, that process and kind of what your takeaways were.
So a couple of takeaways. First, as I said, I've been really impressed with the commitment of our staff and our students to their aspiration. They really are wanting to dream big, but also the support of the community. The community is really behind our public schools, and that is amazing. We do have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
You know, right now we are, like most districts in the state, about 2/3 of my students are not proficient in all subject area and in all grade. So that's something that we're trying to turn around, making sure that every kid, no matter what school they attend, we can deliver the promise of high quality education.
I know you've been very supportive in terms of teacher pay and raises for teachers and everything. I should mention my late mother was a career educator and an administrator before she ultimately passed away. So I know, like, good teachers are worth every penny times 1,000. How do you get to a place where you say, this is a good number, or this is a fair percentage, or that you feel like teachers are, because there's so many of them obviously, and you only have limited so much money. How do you get to that place? It
is hard. Being in Texas is hard to get to that place. It's not only teacher, it's cafeteria worker,
right,
bus driver,
support staff,
custodians, all support staff. And you know, this year, I'm very proud of my board. We passed the largest compensation increase the district has seen in over 25 years. It cost us about $22 million. But in order to do that, I had to cut $22 million in services. And why? And I say to the teachers and all my staff, this is still not good enough. Right. That's how underpaid we are. The problem is that our basic allotment from the state, we rank 45th in the nation in terms of per pupil funding. We rank 28 in the nation in teacher salary. So still not going to be a good enough, but we're committed to making these tough decisions and cutting so that we can support our staff. We can pay them what they are worth, and that I don't have to have staff working 2 jobs just to make ends meet.
No, I know of teachers who have had to do DoorDash or Uber Eats or take, Uber, drive people around. And that's a real thing right now. And this is the time of year, I'm sure as we speak right now, there are probably SAISD teachers at a store somewhere buying supplies with money out of their own pockets.
And this, as a nation, has to stop. I was talking to a group of teachers today, and I've said I'm 36 years an educator, And I don't think I'm going to see this in my lifetime, where I don't have to get on my knees to beg what we need to deliver quality education. And it's not fair for our teachers and our staff to be spending money out of their pocket. I'm grateful that they do it,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's right.
Well, you also live in a part of the country where more people are coming to Texas, coming to San Antonio constantly. And then you have young people who are finishing college and considering their careers and thinking, well, do I really want to be a teacher? And unfortunately, they think about the pay, and maybe some of them say, I'm not going to go that route.
Yeah. No, I agree. And sometimes I talk about students who look like me, who are immigrant students of color, low income, that would want to go into teaching. But the issue is that with the salary that a teacher makes, it will not be enough for them to lift their entire family out of a cycle of generational poverty. As you know, like with the Black community and the Latino community, it's not only about us individually. If our family are poor, we want to lift them. But in a teacher's salary, though the students would like to go, they say, I'm not going to be able to lift my entire family.
Yeah.
So they look for a more lucrative job. And that is a shame as a nation.
Yeah, yeah. We have a few more minutes here with Dr. Jaime Aquino, and Superintendent in San Antonio ISD, as they get ready to begin their school year tomorrow. And I was reading, you talked about you growing up in the Dominican Republic and everything, and how at a young age, I think it was in college, you worked with poor people, less fortunate people, and I saw you worked with lepers.
Yeah.
People who had leprosy. I cannot even begin to wrap my brain. But it's those experiences that kind of helped molded you into becoming the kind of educator and the kind of, I guess, to have the compassion that you have now, right?
Yeah, I think at a very early age, I really wanted to do something that will make a difference for humanity. And I had two things that I said I wanted to do when I grew up, which was be a priest or be a teacher. So I actually pursued the priesthood and was in the seminary with the Redemptorist Order, which their mission is work with the most disadvantaged.
Right.
That's how I worked with community of people with leprosy, and it was the most transformational experience. It not only shaped me who I am as a teacher, as a leader, but more importantly as a human being. And I've committed my life to want to work with our most vulnerable population across America, because I need to pay it forward, and I believe that that's why we're here, to help others who are less fortunate than us.
Yeah, it really is remarkable. So, final few minutes here with Dr. Aquino. I guess I'm just curious, what does the rest of today look like when you're talking about the school year starting tomorrow? Remind our viewers how many you said 40,000 plus kiddos. How many campuses? Like, what will you do between now and the first bell tomorrow morning?
So we're going to be greeting almost 46,000 kids tomorrow in 98 campuses. Most of them are opening tomorrow. We had two that opened last week. I spent the morning at Baskin. They have a fundraiser at Peter Piper, I think, and then met Maverick staff. I'm working with my staff to make sure that AC materials, that we have every class cover, getting ready for that. Tomorrow I'll spend visiting really early, riding the bus and with kids and going into different schools.
Yeah, and you got to be mindful of the heat and everything too, making sure the kiddos are safe and those kinds of things when they're out on the playground and all that.
Yes, and making sure that our ACs are working. And I was meeting with Dr. Ken Thompson, my Deputy Superintendent of Operations. He's been going to buildings, just making sure the chillers are working, the HVACs are working. We're ready. We're excited for our 46,000. This, I got a feeling, like the song said, this will be the best year ever in SAISD.
I love it. Okay, so lastly, if I were to ask you, if you could look into your crystal ball for this school year, what would you like to see happen? What are some things that are meaningful to you that you really want to see happen in SAISD this year?
So I want to make sure that every single kid and family member feels that they are valued, that they're heard, that they're seen, and that they would say that this SAISD as a familia has worked tirelessly and diligently to deliver on our promise of a high quality education. I'm hoping that every single student every single staff member that works at SAISD believe that our students can become better than me. me or better than me. So I'm excited. I think this is going to be a year where we are going to accelerate our learning for our students, close that gap. You know, we talk in our district that for us, passing is not good enough, which is the benchmark that the state has set. We want our students to be on grade level so that they can pursue, like you and I, the American dream.
Love it. And you still like Big Red and barbacoa and all that good stuff?
I love barbacoa. I'm not quite
The Big
there
Red?
with the Big Red.
Are you
too sweet?
Okay, tea. What's your beverage of choice when you've got like your running around schools and everything?
It's not a good one, but everybody knows here. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. I don't drink alcohol.
Okay.
Very rarely.
Okay.
Is Diet Pepsi, fountain soda with a splash of regular Pepsi.
With a splash, look at you,
Yeah,
you devil!
a devil, absolutely.
Listen, I could go on, we could go
Yeah.
on, but I know you got a super busy day ahead of you. I just want to wish you and all of your students and your teachers, the support staff, parents, a fantastic school year, and I'm honored that you would give me a few minutes on a very busy day today. So thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you, and thank you to all the members of Facebook who are watching us. You know, we believe in you. Thank you for entrusting your kids to our care. We're going to deliver on this promise, and I look forward to seeing you and your beautiful kids in our 100 campuses beginning tomorrow.
Here's to a great year at SAISD.
Gracias.
Yes, this has been another episode of Pickup Lines presented by Gamez Law Fights with the Superintendent at SAISD, Dr. Jaime Aquino. Until next time, stay cool, San Antonio. Bye-bye.